What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Bros channel. You join us again for another episode of Let's Talk. This is a series where we break down some of the hottest topics in gaming, give our thoughts on them, and just give you a bit of an insight as to what's happening. My name's Josh.
My name is Reese. How's it going, guys?
I think if it's all good with you, bro, I think we're just going to jump straight into it.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
So I think I'll start on my side. This topic kind of jumped out to me, and honestly, it's funny, really. I think so. So it's no stranger to a lot of people that Cyberpunk has had a lot of issues. Okay, from when it was launched, it's not been a great time for them. But it's recently had an update. Its patches 1.3 has just come out, and it's actually introduced quite a few more bugs than it intended to.
Oh my
So
God.
with patch 1.3, it introduces a floating car bug, random vehicle spawning, and still has NPC clones absolutely everywhere. To give you a bit of context before I grant your reactions on this, Cyberpunk's 1.3 patch has been causing even more issues for CD Projekt Red. With the arrival of patch 1.3 to Cyberpunk 2077, a host of new changes and bug fixes have been implemented, but not all is well. Now, patch 1.3 comes with a huge list of promising changes. Some of the more notable ones were touch-ups surrounding a zoomed-out mini-map whilst driving, 10 extra autosave slots, the ability to bulk upgrade crafting components, and a bunch of balance changes to weapons and enemy AI. So it all sounds like good stuff, right?
But it isn't.
No, it's not. But most notably, this patch is also fixing something that you shouldn't even have to fathom in a modern title these days, and that's quest progression. Up until recently, in some cases, the game physically would not let you play past a certain part in the quest with no other option of getting around it. So you were just stuck. Literally, like you couldn't do anything. However, even with that in mind, they still just can't seem to get it right because players have reported a whole host of new bugs in the game, ranging from floating cars, NPC clones, and cars randomly appearing from nowhere. And the list literally just goes on. To finish up, people are even making a meme of it and joking around with CD Projekt Red, saying that they've finally decided to add drivable flying cars into the game, which is just another level. And the last little bit is this is taken directly from Game Rant, and a Reddit user named A_Esposito had an unexpected event happen while roaming around the world. While walking up to a car that was parked in the middle of the road, suddenly another car appears above it and just lands directly on top of his parked car. Literally, like, I'll link you the video and you can put it up on the screen.
Okay.
It's hilarious. But
that sounds horrific.
That's mind blowing, isn't it?
So
they've had a time.
That goes back to what we were talking about in the previous video. I just don't see how. And I know how rushed Cyberpunk was for it to come out, but I just really don't understand how companies can release a game if it's not finished. You know what I mean?
Dude, like this game, it wasn't even rushed. It got delayed like twice. Like it actually got pushed back because they held their hands up and they were like, they actually put a post, and I'll try and send you the photo so you can put it up, saying that we want Cyberpunk 2077 to be the best that it physically can be. So it's not ready right now, so we're going to put it back. And then they put it back, and I think they put it back again, and it was still shit. It was still shit.
They must have had something seriously go wrong in their company for it to turn out as bad as it has done. Because
it's mad though, because like everyone was like, this is off the back of The Witcher 3, huge title. Not my cup of tea, admittedly. I've played for it a little bit, not massively.
Yeah, same.
I knew it got a lot of good reviews, you know, and to come off the back of that, and then I guess, like, to be fair, I guess the hype train at the moment because people are crying out for just something new to play. So the trouble is with overhyped games, then they're never going to live up to your expectations. But this one just fell by a mile. It's unbelievable, and it's just hilarious to me that with every plaster they put on these broken pipes, there's just like another crack that they just open. It's brilliant. So much fun.
It is. It sounds atrocious, but
yeah. But that's all from me.
Okay, so switching over to me, I've found something to do with Fortnite. One that a lot of people still absolutely love to play. Fortnite is going to be adding Will Smith's Bad Boys character Mike Lowry to the game. So, yeah. So, see on here that, I think most of the people that play Fortnite and the general age range that play the game still, they have no idea who Mike Lowry is. So, I just I just don't really I don't understand the collaboration. Do you?
Dude, you got to put that clip on the screen when you edit this of him going, "I'm Mike Lowry."
I think ever since the Ninja boom, it's always just been slightly a couple years younger than your average game, I would say. So say obviously most games that are competitive now, you're looking at 18 years old you have to be to play them. That's not really the case, is it? So you're thinking most people playing it probably age range between 16 and maybe 22, I would say, for like prime gaming years. Because I know a lot of MLG stuff with like Call of Duty. Like, look at Scumpy when he first started playing. He was too young to play his first tournament, so he had to sit on the sideline until he turned of age to actually be able to purchase the game. So whereas moving back into Fortnite, I think it's just a couple of years younger. So I think you're probably looking around. No, fuck that. Probably a lot younger. I'd say probably like 8 to 15, 16.
Yeah, I was going to say because like our youngest brother is like bang into it, isn't he? Like
Yeah,
he
100%.
absolutely loves it, and he's well, a lot younger than us. You're talking, Christ, you got anyone from the age of like you said, 8 years old, haven't you? Probably upwards, but that is it's. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely a cool cross for someone who like registers what that's about. But I just think, to be fair, at this point with Fortnite, who haven't they collaborated with? And I think they're just trying to strain any other avenues in the market out at this point.
Yeah, because I think we need to try and find the statistic of what the player base is, at its peak compared to
Mm.
now. Do you
Yeah,
agree? Like,
yeah. I
because,
completely
like
agree.
you said, I think they're literally just clinching at straws now and just trying to get the most out of the game before.
Yeah. More than likely, more than likely.
But
But I can't. To be fair, I can understand why they do it because they're always they're always relevant. Do you know what I mean? All the stuff they do. Like I think wasn't that long ago they did like an Ariana Grande concert, like within the game. Like
yeah,
I know they've done stuff like that before, and they've done like a Travis Scott one. But name one other game that's ever done anything like that.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But that's it. That's it for me on that one.
Okay, well, coming over to my side again, this is now in the realms of Overwatch. So, unfortunately, a certain character in Overwatch is undergoing a name change, which is McCree. Now, you've obviously played a lot of Overwatch, being the Overwatch sweat you are.
A hundred
Have you
percent.
heard much on this before
I
I go into
haven't,
it?
but McCree was the person that I mained the most, so this is going to be pretty interesting.
Okay. Well, this will be right up your street. And so this is information taken directly from the BBC, and it states that Jesse McCree, a character in Blizzard's Overwatch game, will be renamed in the wake of fallout over sexual harassment allegations against the company. Now, the in-game McCree, who is a revolver-toting cowboy character, was named after a real-life Blizzard staff member. Now, in August, he and two other executives left the company without any explanation whatsoever,
Oh
right?
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, in a statement, the Overwatch team said it was necessary to change the name to something that better represents what Overwatch stands for. Now, that's obviously what they want you to believe. Now, they also said going forward, in game characters will no longer be named after real employees. It promises. Okay. But the Overwatch developers did not reveal what the character's new name would be. Now, there's already been some criticism from the Overwatch community about the continued use of the name McCree for the in game character. To go as far as to say that in one instance, some live commentators covering competitive games actually stopped saying the character's name and just called him the cowboy instead, which is pretty crazy. Now, announcing the decision to change the name, the Overwatch team did not reference Mr. McCree or the harassment allegations against the company. Instead, in a Twitter post, the firm wrote that the change was about how we best live up to our values, close brackets, including inclusivity, equity, and hope. That's all they put. So there's a lot of like smoke and mirrors going on there. Obviously, deep down, people know the reason why. But what do you think to that?
That sounds so bizarre. That to me, I just they've learned a valuable lesson there, though, haven't they? To not, you know, make a character and call it after a staff member. So I think I looked into that before, and when you said that fact, then it wasn't like of any shock to me that they named it after a staff member. But I think that's so bizarre, mate. Something's
Well,
seriously gone wrong.
I've also seen as well, and again, I've got probably a 95% source on this. This isn't the only Blizzard game with employee names in it. World of Warcraft has a lot of employee names in, I believe. I've also seen snippets information that there's going to be changes going on there as well. So it's going to be a big change. But I just the, the trouble is once that name's tainted, it's you got to draw the line. Like, yes, it's a character in a game, but if that character's name represents something that goes against the company values, then they're obviously going to have to do something about it.
I
So
find I find that pretty strange. The regardless what's happened within the company, they're having to change a character's name within the game. Like I don't really understand why. Do you?
I think it's all listening to opinions, isn't it, of their audience? Because the issue you've got, and this is not to say that I'm on one side of the fence or the other, because truthfully, on the matter, I'm not too fussed about it at all. But people's opinions matter so much to these developers now. The community, rightly so, in a way, in many senses, the community is massive, and their opinion really is listened to. But the trouble is, people are so entitled to an opinion these days, and so offended by everything that things have to be looked at, and for them to seem like they have morals as a company. Now, Blizzard have got themselves into hot water about a lot of things in the past, but obviously they're going to try and do like make changes to sort of step out of the limelight in a negative way as much as possible.
Yeah,
But I think it's all just saving face a lot of time.
100%.
I personally think that's
I
what it
think
is. But
that's
yeah,
all it
I
is.
thought that was really interesting. I wasn't sure if you'd already heard it because obviously you played a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean it's a game that I've always wanted to sort of get back into. I would say I think that and Valorant and any of those sorts of games. It's really hard to sort of call Overwatch an FPS because I don't know. I wouldn't really. I'd think of your standard FPS as Call of Duty or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But I guess that sort of genre, when you have a group of people that are wanting to take it competitively as well, I think it's probably up there with probably the most fun that I've had in games.
I think from what I've seen as well, like, and I've not got a competitive eye for the game at all, but what I have seen when you're watching a bunch of people that actually know what they're doing in the game, the actual shooting aspect of the game becomes about 5%.
Yeah.
The rest of it's all literally positioning, who counters who, cohesion, that sort of thing, you know?
hmm Definitely. I think
But
it's just a
yeah,
bit.
that's all I had on that one.
Okay, right. So switching over to me again. This is taking a look at Watchdog Legion. This is the new character that is going to be coming into the game, and just like our talk about Resident Evil and Rainbow Six, there's going to be another collaboration with this. So as it says here, Assassin's Creed is coming to Watchdog Legion in a big way. The trailer is showing off a futuristic new assassin, which is Darcy, and it seems pretty interesting, to be honest. She's going to be a new playable character, whether that's standard playthrough or whether you're going to be playing online, and she will be exclusive to the season pass. So,
I've not. Again, they're sort of two games that I've never really sort of dabbled with that much. But there seems to be like a trend, isn't there, for a lot of like modern titles now to cross
yeah.
over.
Oh,
There seems to be
100%.
a lot of that. I guess for marketing purposes, it makes sense because it benefits both.
It just goes off of anything, doesn't it? Like, do you remember years ago starting up like new YouTube channels and stuff, and you'd always have people just wanting to collaborate just because you get in a wider audience to like look at things. So I'm guessing
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all just to do with growth and marketing, isn't it? So for further to this, I think it's basically they're bringing out a full new expansion for it. 2 new story missions is being added, along with new world missions, new player versus player modes, and a new standalone zombies mode to Watch Dogs Legion called Watch Dogs Legion of the Dead. Again, it's not really a game I've played. Have you played Legion?
No, I haven't actually played any of the Watchdog games, to be honest. I mean, I say that like I've seen like trailers for them, and I've seen a few people play them, but they've just never been something that's really like jumped out to me. Do you know what the issue is because like I know it's not GTA, I know that, but when you've got an open world simulation and you've got all the same aspects of GTA, once you've played GTA, it's very very hard to then play a game that's similar in terms of many mechanics of it. I get the whole hacking thing's different and storylines different, but I really struggle. Like, that's why I could never really get into like the likes of like Saints Row when it was in its early phase and stuff.
Yeah,
Although
definitely.
Saints Row gave up trying to be on top of GTA, so went in a completely different, like ludicrous direction with its game and all this sort of rubbish. But yeah, I've never played it. But again, going back to the actual topic, I do think that it will do well for Assassin's Creed. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is though, like Assassin's Creed, as much as it's got a following, it's not like the biggest following in the world. So I mean, you kind of got to weigh up like be a bit different if it was introducing like a Fortnite character into the game or something like that. Would like be like huge.
Yeah.
But Assassin's Creed, like I couldn't even tell you who the main character is these days.
Mate, all I know is Ezio was there back in the day, and
It's-
that's it. But on the flip side, at least Watch Dogs Legion haven't added Mike Lowry into the game as well, because that would be quite fucking interesting. But I think that's it for us this week, guys. Honestly, thank you so much for, if you got to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. Drop any recommendations you have in the comments below. I think we're about to hit 10 subscribers, which is quite interesting for a new channel. So don't forget to subscribe, and that's it from me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, nothing more to say from me, guys, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.